Yeah, I'm back. Who's back? I'm back. Gummy, gummy, gummy. Woo! Okay, so we put the background in, we put the skin on, we put the hair in, and not the scare, the hair. Ooh, Halloween. Didn't that already pass? Pretty soon. Yeah, it already passed. Oh man. Oh well, things happen. Anyway, Halloween. It was a great time. I loved Halloween. I went to John's Incredible Pizza Co. I had a really nice time with my lady. Children tried to cover me in food. It was nice. But now we're going to put shading in. A little bit of darkness after night. Alright, let's go with hair. Make another layer just above it called hair. Shade. Shading, not shading. Yeah, it bugs me when people go away. Sorry, guys. Someone was just driving really fast and set off a couple of alarms. Oh man, I love living in a slightly rural area where people are like, "Yeah, man, listen to my awesome ride." Well, actually, I'm at the church right now, so I kind of live here. Like, I live here in the sense that the only thing I do besides go to church is go to school and hang out with my girlfriend. Speaking of girlfriends, do you have girlfriends? You should leave comments and say that. I love comments. Comments are great. Comments let me know when I'm doing a bad job. And if I didn't have comments, it would be horrible. So, like, comment, and subscribe if you like comments. And then, of course, leave a comment. That helps too. I do read those sometimes, most of the times, all the times. I read comments. What am I doing? What is this? Okay. Huh. Weird. Sorry, I got confused. I tried to select an area and I started commenting. Alright, go to hair. Select the hair region. Good. Good. This is great. Hit the P button for paint. Or maybe the A button for airbrush. Yeah, we should probably airbrush. Difference between paint and airbrush. Paint makes a solid line. Like, bleh. Look at this blotch. And look at this airbrush. Whee! It's kind of soft. It's gentle. It's fading. And if you hold it down long enough, it starts acting like paint and does this sort of thing. Yeah. This is so interesting, right, guys? We're just going to remove those real quick. And we're going to grow the selection area so that it encapsulates entirely the hair region we're going to be shading in. If you notice, well, not if, you will, there's going to be some noticing, okay? Probably going to make that bigger. There are a couple of regions that have, how should I say, angles, and it's important to shade in different angular areas, like this over here in the top part near the scalp. If you don't put a little bit of it gets darker here sort of thing, and what I mean by that is if you don't signify with your colors that this area fades off into something, people will notice right away, like, hey, that looks weird. What's going on there? Why isn't it kind of, that should be darker. Because when you look at a person, like, go ahead and look up a picture on the interwebs right now. Anything, doesn't matter what it is. If it's a actual picture, photography, photograph with an F, you will notice that the people who are in it, more police officers, sorry guys, you'll notice that the people in it have a certain darkness or blurriness around their edges, and it's not what you perceive the camera receive, it's just there. Around the edges, things tend to either be brighter or darker, so you want to make sure that you show that with your actual shading, which would work great if your computer would load up what you've done. Thank you, computer, for catching up. Alright, there's that bit. We'll do this side some more, give a little bit of a little color to it. Speaking of color, if any of you know where to get crayons that aren't Crayola, that would be great. Post me some of those. It's deselect. Got some pretty thick lines, but the shading is helping a little bit, and you'll be able to see that difference. Oh gosh. I'll be right back, guys. I left out the, oh man, I shaded the hair as opposed to like the actual the hair shading section. Okay, give me a second. All right, that looks much better. Okay, so let's remove the, what do you call outline by Control A, and, well, the region select, I mean to say. And that's what it kind of looks like right now. It's not too great. Let's try to change the mode. Maybe darken only will help. No, it's not so white. Ooh, that's a good way of doing it. Multiply works, but I really wanted to do more of a darken only sort of thing. This is bothering me so much. Why can't I get it to work? I'm just kidding. I'm just cycling through so you can see all the little things here. We really are probably going to use darken only and then make this area a bit darker, like I was trying to do with the slightly darker pink that we're using for the hair shades. But in this selection, we're just going to have to assume that what's going on here is good and move on to the next bit of hair. So down in this area right here, I'm going to select hair selection and do all this. You know what, let's actually go here to the original file. That'll probably help a bit. And there we go. Takes a lot less time than trying to select the color region where the pink is. Oh, we're sampling merge. That's what the issue is. Thanks, guys. Thanks for reminding me of that. That was so helpful. Not. Guys, come on. I love you, but you gotta speak up every now and then. Give me your opinion. Speak to my words your name. Or not. I'd love if you did. But that's okay. I'll feel the same. Alright, oh man. There's so many regions here that are just so very blocky. Oh, speaking of blocky regions, if you'll notice down here, there's a little bit of pink mess up. That is primarily because when I went to go fill in the region of the end of the hair here, it's more like a ponytail, I forgot to do a couple of things. Selecting by region is a very important thing to do when you want to save time and not accuracy. But if you'll notice, when you select by region, it tends to not know what region you mean. Do you want to select the bit that you're actually covering, or do you want to go with more of a lighter area? It doesn't know exactly what you want, so you have to really show the computer or whatever it is that you're using where you're trying to get, where you're trying to go. Sorry, guys. My gosh, this is a beautiful day for me. And if I could figure out how to make that look right, maybe I should use airbrush. Airbrush would probably work. Once it figures out what you're trying to do, it'll generally work a lot better for you. There we go. Airbrush works kinda, and it really does what I need it to do. So we'll just fill in a little bit like that. And when we zoom out, it looks pretty much natural. See? Alright. Region select again, and no more weirdness. There we go. Dude, what are you doing? Stop. No, I want... Oh, contiguous. Invert. And click that, and then click those, and click that some more, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that. Oh, it's going to be a lot of clicking going on, guys. Feel free to skip ahead by like 15 seconds. 20 seconds is more like it. But I will be talking in these bits, so you know, I'd like if you hung around. So we're going to selection grow, go back to that other one, selection grow. Alright. And now for the shading again. Woo, that all beautiful shading. Hooray. With the darker pink. We're going to make it even darker than before because it didn't seem to work so well on the upper parts. Also, when you're at a lower section in the hair, well, really a farther back section, if it's lower or, more concealed, it's a good idea to make sure that it is behind another thing. You don't want it to, more concealed. It's important to make sure that it appears to be behind another thing, either by making it dark or giving it a less of a detail. In this case, we're going to just make it dark because giving less detail would sort of, mute out what we're going for here. So we're just going to shade in the neck bits and where the hair is, kind of give that a darker outline. Also want to make sure that outline's really fuzzy, because the hair is fairly far away from what it's covering up. The outside bits of the bottom part are probably going to be bright orange when they're colored, and these are going to be green because the surrounding area is, how do you say, very favored in that way. It's very flavored toward a orange and green lighting. Oh my gosh, I'm so beautiful with my words, aren't I? We'll still call it hair shading, but try to do it like that. Yeah, there we go. That works very well. Maybe a little bit darker. Kind of got a pumpkin spice thing going on over here. And who remembers the Spice Girls? They were beautiful. Let's see. Get those in. Uh-oh. Looks like we got a region that's going to be a little bit more orange than I want it to be. That's okay. We'll just have to go back and clean that up. There's a lot of cleaning involved in the way that I draw. You have to say, hey, look at that bit. What is that doing there? The way that I color, really. Go back to pink. Boom. Make this part a little bit longer. Here we go. Ooh, did I hear a door open? Nope. Okay, just tripping out. People are supposed to be coming in and out today, and well, I appreciate that. You gotta be aware of your surroundings, guys. Don't ever take it for granted that you're not gonna get bum rushed by some Goa'uld. Those happen to be super bad guys from Stargate SG-1. Sure, some of the fans used to watch Stargate. That was a great show. I kind of grew up with it. My parents were really into fantasy sort of stuff, and so when I was watching television, it was either Drawn Together, Young and the Restless, or Stargate. Looks like I kind of messed up in the way I was selecting things. No, I just don't have a dark enough green. Oh well. Let's make it a little bit more vibrant and then darken it out. Well, maybe just vibrant and dark. By the way, you can do that. If you add more saturation, it will give it a more popping feel and taking out the value. I don't know what V stands. It's some sort of value. Saturation is how much color you put in. Value is how much, how do you say, blackness you put in. Because I'm using the HSV-RGB scale. It's what was used to be used more commonly than CMYK, which is cyan, magenta, yellow, and I think Krypton or Kelvin. I never really paid attention too much in that bit of the class, but it's this scale over here, which makes it a lot easier to find a selection because there's not as many settings. And when you're going to select something, you don't have to say, hey, did I move the G? No, G's right where you left it, dude. Come on, where is it? Maybe just move it over to red and then do it that way. Yeah, we'll do that. All right, paintbrush does not seem to be working. Switch over to airbrush. There we go. So I'm just going to airbrush some of the bits a little bit. When you're doing shading as well as highlights, remember less is more. If it's noticeable, you're probably using too much. And that's only because as far as, what's the word for it? I always forget words. I don't know what it is. I've been really weary lately, I suppose. Messing up on my pronunciations. In fact, I'm taking Spanish, and my gosh. No escúchame, por favor. I don't listen to me, please. Exactly. Doesn't make any sense. It's pretty much how I feel right now. Not making any sense. Guess that means the episode's over, right? Probably. Alright, guys. I'll get back to you in a couple of days about how this is going. Or, well, where it's going. I know exactly how it's going. It's going beautiful, right? Yes, found the right green. Right. And with that, I will see you all later. Have a good time.